Hello everyone. Welcome back to our learning journey with React.js. In our last video, we built a simple project to get started with React. So if you missed it, don't worry guys. The link is in the description below. Kindly check it out. So today we are going to take things to the next level because the more projects we build, the better we get at React. So in this video, we are going to build one more amazing project. So the project is there in front of you guys. So let's have a look of this project first. The project name I have given as a TaskBuddy. You can call it as a Todo also, or you can give your own name. So let's see what and all the features we have. Here I have given one input field where user can add their daily task. Let's say task 1 I have added. Okay, task 1. If I click on add a task, see that task will be displayed over here like a list. Okay, one more task I will add, task 2. Again, I'll click on add a task. See, I got it, task 2 also. Not only to that, you can select the priority of your work, whether it is high, medium, low. You can select the category of your work also. Okay, for example, let's say I will add a task 3. The priority is high priority task. Category is work related it is. I will click on add task. You can check the priority. It is high and work related. Okay. Not only to that, see, we have a 2 status for each task, complete and delete. If I click on complete, means task got completed. So the status will be true. Completed status is true. And immediately it will erase your task like this. But later you thought, no, task is not completed yet. So you can undo this. So again, you can check. Again, in the similar way, you can complete whichever the task you want. So we have complete and undo. So carefully, if we observe, on these buttons, whatever the text we have displayed, it is not fixed. It is dynamic based on the status of your task. If task is completed, means if completed status is true, then on button I need undo. If the completed status is false, means task is not completed yet, then on button I need complete. So carefully observe each thing. Okay. So now we have delete button also. If I delete this, see, task got deleted. In one shot, if you want to delete everything, see, clear all tasks. But carefully again, if you observe, your clear or all tasks button will be visible only and only when minimum one task is available in the list. Then only the button will be visible. Otherwise, the button won't be visible. Okay, understood. Now, one more feature is there. See, let's say task 2, task 3. 3 tasks I have. So here it will display 0 of 3 tasks completed. Means you have completed 0 tasks out of 3. It's correct only, see. Now I will click on complete. Now you can check 1 out of 3 tasks got completed. So this message also we have to display. Along with that, can you check this progress tracker? Only 1 task got completed. Okay. I will complete one more. I will complete all 3. So can you see it is 100% now. Okay. So based on the number of completed tasks, it will display the progress tracker accordingly. So these are the features we are going to implement. Okay. One more last feature, but the most important, all this data we are going to store into local storage. You can use the Redux also. Okay. One more video I will upload. In that I will show you how we can store this task into the Redux store. Okay. But in this video, I'm going to use local storage, guys. Okay. So I will go to the application. Here you will be having local storage. And see, from this particular localhost 5173, we are getting some data. So let's go through it. As of now, how many tasks we have? 1, 2, 3. Can you check in the local storage? 1, 2, 3 tasks you have. As an array, all tasks are present. 0th index element is task 1. In that you have a text task 1, category, completed, priority. If I delete task 1, see from local storage it got deleted. If I add some task, let's say Java DSA, I have to practice today, I will click on add a task. Can you see here? Java DSA, we got it. Priority medium, category general, completed is true. So in local storage, we can store only key value pairs and values must be string. Sorry, not values must be string. See here, this is the key of your data, and this is the value. So this value must be a string. You cannot store directly array like this. We will discuss about it, okay? We will discuss more about local storage API next. So like this, we have to build our TaskBuddy project. So I will close this everything. This is the final look of our project. Looks awesome, right? So now let's break it down and build this project step by step. It is a great way to improve your React skills, and in this you will learn many new things. Okay, so let's get started. I will show you how to build it and you can follow along. So in this, we will first build the complete project along with the CSS. Then on GitHub, we will upload this project. In the README file, what and all the description you have to give, everything I will guide you. So at the end, you will be having the final GitHub link where your working project you have uploaded. Okay, so let's start everyone. First, I will open the VS Code. In VS Code, we have to create a new React project. So I will take a terminal, new terminal. By using Vite build tool, I am going to create a React project. So here I will write. As you can see, I have one empty folder open. Okay, no folder. So first we will open the folder. I will click on open folder. On desktop, I will create one new folder. The folder name is TaskBuddy project in React. Okay, TaskBuddy project React. I will select this folder. Now you can see one empty folder I have created in my VS Code. So again, I will take the new terminal. Let's write the command to create one new React app. So I will write it here, npm. I'll just clear this. Okay. So npm create. What to create React app? By using Vite build tool, use the latest version. What should be the app name? I will give the app name as TaskBuddy. This is the app name. We'll hit enter. It will ask us to select the framework variant. I will select React and we'll select JavaScript. We'll change the directory to the TaskBuddy. We'll install all the dependencies, npm install. Okay. So let it install. It might take some minutes. Okay, done. So now we will write, first I'll just clear this, npm run dev, enter. So yeah, our project is running now. So what I will do first, I'm going to clear our app.jsx. Inside that, by default, we will get some code, right? So I don't want this code. So Control A, delete everything. One simple React functional component I'll create. And inside this, in h1 tag, I'll just write app component. Later, we will delete it, okay? We'll save the code. In main.jsx, whatever the default CSS file we have, delete it. We don't need it, okay? We'll save the code. Okay, understood. Now, if we check the output over here, how many components we need in this? In this, I'm going to create 3 components. One is your task form component in which 2 elements will be there. Actually, 3. One is input field, this. Next, 2 select box. So I will wrap these 3 things, 3 elements into one component task form. Next, for this list, I am going to create one more component. And from this progress tracker, I will create one more component. And finally, in the app component, we will give this TaskBuddy header and plus this clear all task button. So these 2 elements will be the part of app component and this task form, one more component and task list and progress tracker. So total 4 components actually will be running in this project. One is app, next is task form, task list, progress tracker. Okay, so let's create the components. I will go back to my project. I'll close this open editor first. In the SRC, right click, create a new folder, give the folder name, components. Inside components, the first component I will create task form.jsx. Next component, task list.jsx. So task list.jsx. And the last component, progress tracker.jsx. Progress tracker.jsx. Okay. So all the three components are ready. So now let's implement something in these components. As of now, later we will modify. Inside task form, I will create one React functional component. Inside H1, it will just return task form. In the similar way, inside progress tracker also, I'll create one React functional component. In this inside H1 tag, I'll just write progress tracker. Okay. In the similar way, in task list also, I will create one React functional component. And over here, we will write, this is the task list component. Okay. All the three components we will render, of course, into our app.jsx. So import all the components. First import task form. Then I'm going to import task list. Okay. Last, we will import progress tracker. That's all. We'll save the code. All the three components we are going to render inside the app. So first I'm going to render task form. Next, task list I need. Last, I need a progress tracker. Like this. Now at the top of this, you need a header also, right? So this header is not a component. This is a normal tag. Inside this, we will give one H1. And inside H1, I will write TaskBuddy heading for my app, the app name. Below that, I will take one P tag. I will give some title to this here. Friendly task manager. Like this, we will write. I'll save the code. Let's see what will be the output of this. First, I will check where the project is running. See, 5174. You can follow the link. We got like this TaskBuddy, your friendly task manager, task form, task list, progress tracker. This is what I want. See, TaskBuddy, your friendly task manager, then task form, task list, and then progress tracker. This button we will implement last. Okay. So first we are going to work on this task form. So let's create the task form. I'll just drag and drop over here. We'll go inside the task form. Inside task form, what we have? One input field and two select box. So let's create them. Inside this div, I will create one more div. Inside this div, we will create one input field. Okay. Understood. You can close the input field like this also if you don't want to close like this. It is a self-closing tag in ReactJS. Okay. So once we give the input, now we need one form, right? This is a task form. So what we will do, instead of returning the div container, we will return one form only. So I'll just erase it. I will create one form. Inside the form, I will wrap everything. Whatever the input field you need, the select box you need, because we know these are the form elements. So they must be wrapped inside the form tag only. Okay. So I will create one div container in which we will be having the input field, the same thing which we were written previously. Okay, we will give an ID to this input field. I will give the ID as input, INP. For the styling purpose, I need this ID. That's why I have given. We'll give one class name to this form. So the class name is, I will give as a task form. Kindly use the same class names and same IDs because I'm going to share you one style sheet which you have to attach to your components. So automatically all the styling you will be getting. So styling we are not going to implement from the scratch. Okay, only the logical part. Okay. So what is the type of this input field? The type we will mention. The type of this input field is text. Okay, what else you want to give? Let's say along with the type, I want to give some value or placeholder plus. First we will give. Placeholder is enter the task. enter your task. Like this, we will give one placeholder. So let's see how it will look like. See, you can check I got one input field. I hope it is visible. Okay. Inside this, user can add the task. Now we need one button also, right? Because whenever user will add the task, he will click on submit or add a task button. So followed to this input field, I need that submit button. So what I will do, here only you can use the span tag. So in the same line, you will get the button. Because if you check our expected output, here is your input field. In the same line, you need the button, correct? So that's why I will use the span tag. In the same line, I'm telling display one button. On button, it should display add a task like this. So the type of button will be, of course, the submit. So I'll just write type of button will be submit. Okay, I'll save the code. So now let me check how our submit button will look like. Okay. So you can check we got in the same line the add a task button also we got it. Okay. Now user will enter whatever the task user want inside this input field. Okay. Now I will take one more div tag. See, this is the first div tag in which input field we got. Now one more div tag we will create. Inside this div tag, I need two select box. So this is my first select box in which multiple options you will be having high, medium and low priority task. This select box is for the priority, guys. Okay. So first I will give the ID to this div tag as buttons we will give BTNS. We'll save the code. Now inside select box, this is my first option. What is the first option? Let's say high priority task. Okay. We will give value also for this as a high only. Value is equal to, I'll write it here, high only. In the similar way, this option tag, how many options we need? 3, right? So second option, third option. Second will be the, let's say, medium priority task. And last is low priority task. That's all. In the similar way, we will display same to the user, medium priority task and last low priority task. Okay, done. So let's see how we are getting the select box. So you can see we got the select box. Now one more we need for what? Category of the work. So I'll copy this select box as it is and you can paste it over here. Okay. Now inside this, we will write the category. Let's say the first category is medium. Medium is not a category, sorry. It is a general because medium is a priority, right? General is one of the category. So value is general I will write. Next, let's say work related. And last we have one more category, personal. Personal. So here I am going to write work. And here we will write personal. Okay, done. We'll save the code. Let's check one more. See, one more select box. We got it over here. Understood. Now, don't you think by displaying these 3 input fields, we are accepting the data from user? So let's say user entered task 1 here. User selected medium priority. Here work. User will click on add a task. So somewhere we should store this data, right? This dynamic data. The current value entered by the user, we have to store it somewhere. So that's why I'm going to declare 3 state variables which will hold the current task, current priority and current category entered by the user. So let's declare const, let's say task, singular form, okay, is my state variable and set task is your state handler is equal to use state is effect, sorry, hook. What is the initial value for the task? It is empty string I will give. So we have to import the use state. So import use state from the React. That's all. So like that, we need one more state variable const. I will take priority and next is set priority. Okay, is equal to use state. Initial value of the priority, we will give the default value is medium if user has not entered anything. By default, it is medium. In the similar way, one more state variable to accept category of the work. Category, set category. This is the state handler. We'll call use state. What is the default category? Means the initial value of the category. Let's say general it is. Okay. So all the three state variables are ready to hold the current state, current task and current priority. What I mean is, if user will enter task 1 in your task variable, or let's say when user will enter Java DSA. So in your task variable, where is task variable? Here it is. That Java DSA value should come. In the similar way, whatever the priority user has selected, that priority should come over here. So current values we are targeting. So now the question is how to fetch that current value. Very simple it is, guys. First, we will fetch the task entered by the user, current task. You just use on change event. Okay. On change event, inside this one function I will pass. E is an event object. So whatever the data user will change inside the input field, see, let's say initially it is empty, right? Nothing is present. As soon as I will start typing on change event internally, at the background got called. So whenever value will get changed in this input field, on change event will be called. So I'm telling, go inside this event, target and get the value, current value entered by the user. So this on change will get the current value entered by the user. But this value, current value means as of now what user has entered? Java DSA. So here Java DSA is present. Okay. So I am telling, call the set task and pass this current value to the task variable. That's all. Save the code. So it will pass this current value to the task variable. Still, if you are not understanding, just below this button, what I will do inside H1 tag, I will fetch the value of task variable. Let's see the output. I'll go over here. I'll refresh it. I'll enter Java. Can you see how your task variable is holding current value entered by the user inside this? Okay. Are you understanding what we did? We are collecting the current value into the task variable by using on change event. Now same task we will do. Now I will remove this H1 from here. Okay. Current selected option I wanted to store into priority variable. So what I should do? Call the on change event. As soon as user will change this option, it should call one function. Event is object. We should call set priority state handler in this e.target.value. So it will target the current value. In the similar way for this also, I will call on change, which will accept one function. As soon as event will occur, this is the event object. I will call set category state handler, and here e.target.current selected value we are collecting inside the category variable. Now, if you wanted to print all of them, see, I will use one H1 tag again. Inside this, I will print the value of task variable, print the value of category variable, and I'm going to print the value of priority variable. I'll save the code. We'll refresh this. See, by default, category will be general, priority will be medium. Okay, do remember this. So I will enter Java DSA. So can you see this is the task? I will change the priority now. Just a minute. Okay. So I'm going to change the priority now to medium. Already it is medium only. Okay, I will change high. So can you see? High. I will change the category to personal. See. So current category we are collecting into category variable. Current priority we are collecting into priority variable. Current task we are collecting into task variable. All are state variables. And when the state variable updates, React will re-render the component to display the updated value. Okay, I will erase this now. Done. So now what we will do, whatever the user is entering, the current task, priority category, we will collect it into the local storage. Okay, understood. But when? When user will submit the form at that time. So I will call one event over here. See here. Look here, everyone. On a submit event, we have on submit, right? When user will submit the form, I will call one function with the name handle submit function, handle. Okay, handle submit. But where is handle submit? No, it's nowhere. We have to implement it. So I will implement call const handle submit. This is a function, arrow function we will implement. What this function is doing? So inside this, we have to give the body of the handle submit. So I am going to call one add a task method, which I have not implemented yet. I will implement later. This add task method will add the task into the local storage when user will click on submit. See, in the application, in the working application, we have seen that when user will add the task, I will first delete all of them. Let's say I have added task 1. When I will hit submit, can you see task? I got it over here. Plus, if you check your local storage, there also you will be getting that particular task. Okay, so I'll go to the application. So can you see? I got the task. But how they have stored the task? In one array and in key value pair. So this form I am going to target. So current task we collected, priority, category, everything we fetched, right? And we need completed status also. By default, when user will enter the task, what is the completed status? It is false. So that's why on button you got complete. If you click on this, completed status is true, means user has completed the task. So if you check this, see, completed status is true. So these 4 values I need. Text key, priority key, category key, completed key. Okay. So let's give into our add a task method all that data. This method we will implement later. So first key is text. For text, what is the value? Whatever is there in task variable. Okay. What is the next key? Next key is priority. Next key is category. And last, one more key we need, completed status. By default, the status will be false. So the default value I have given here. If you are thinking, ma'am, for priority, what is the value? Guys, this is the select box. Value you already have written here. Whatever user will enter, let's say user selected medium. So key is priority. For this, the value is medium. Automatically will come. We no need to write priority, colon, what is the value, not required. Because these two are select box. And in select box, already we have given the value. So whichever option user will select, that value will be attached over here. Okay. But it is highlighting add a task. Means add a task we have not implemented yet. We will implement add a task method into our app.jsx component in this. Okay. So from this we will import into task form. Task form will accept some method called as add a task. Done. Can you check here? Task form is accepting one method called as add a task. Okay. But if some methods are accepting parameters, we should send the argument for them, right? So what is the value? We are not sending anything for this add a task. So let's pass it. I'm telling add a task is equal to add task. Props I have passed. But again, the problem is, where is add task? Where is the body of add task? We have not implemented yet. So let's implement the body of add a task. So inside the app, I will create one function, const add task function. Arrow function we will use. Okay. Inside this, what is the logic? Whatever the task user is adding, I want to store it into an array. You can check. Let's say user added task 3, task 4. All the tasks it has wrapped into one array. In that 0th index element is this key value pair, complete object, JSON object. First index value is one more JSON object. Second index value, one more JSON object. Like that, I want to store the data. Okay, understood. So for that purpose, first you should have the array, right? So I'm creating the array over here. Const. Inside array, multiple tasks we will be having, right? So I will write task. S I have attached here. So it is not a singular form, multiple task I have. Okay. I will call set task. Here also multiple are there. S I have attached. What is the initial value of this task? What do you think? Initial value is empty array, guys. Correct. Because if you check, I will delete everything. Can you see the initial value of task? This is the task key. Initial value is empty array. So that is what I have written over here. The initial value of the task is an empty array. Okay, understood. So now we have declared the state variable task. Now we have to collect whatever the task user is entering. Okay. So we are calling the add task here and we are passing the complete data to the function, right? So wherever you are implementing, that function should accept the task. So parameter I have passed because we are passing the argument to the add task. So parameter will receive that argument. Okay. So now what it will do? It will call your set task, means the state handler, and the value for this is whatever is there in task. That's all, guys. So inside the task variable, whatever the data user is passing to add a task, that we are storing. Okay. But where you want to store? Into the local storage. Okay. So I'm going to use something called as use effect hook. So I will write use effect. Okay. This will accept one function. Okay. What to do? Use effect will be automatically called, will be automatically executed when component initially will be rendered only one time. So I am going to use local storage API dot set item is a method, okay, which will accept key and value. You want to store something into the local storage. What is the key? Because only in key value pair you can store the data into local storage. Key is C, key is task. For this value is initial is empty array. But when user will enter the task, see the value will be updated. JSON object will be added into the array. So same thing I am going to write it over here. What is the key? Task is the key. Multiple tasks are there. So task is the key. Key, whatever you want, you can give it, guys. Okay. So now I am going to convert, see, JSON dot stringify. This method I am calling, and I am telling convert whatever is there in task array into string. What is there in task? It is an array, right? I am telling convert into string because, as I have told, in local storage, we can store string values for these keys. So we converted into string and we are storing into local storage. That's all. So now let's see whether it is working or not in our project. So this is our project. I will refresh this first. I'll right click, inspect. So if you go to the applications, from here we are getting some data. Can you check? Your key and empty array is ready, guys. Okay. I will enter the task 1 and I'll click on add task. Can you see the task is getting stored in the local storage and immediately your page got refreshed? Because when you submit the form, it will reset it, right? So I don't want the default refresh. I want to prevent the default refreshing of the page. So for that purpose, you no need to do anything, guys. Just go to your task form. After this submit, you just write first take the event object over here. On submit is the event, right? So e dot just write prevent default. Okay. I'll save the code. We'll come back over here. Again, I will enter. First, I'll refresh this. I'll enter the task 1. I'll click add a task. So can you see I got that data into the local storage? Correct? Okay. Now I'm going to enter task 3. I will click on add task. It has replaced the previous task with the new task. Oh. I will enter task 4, add a task. See, it has replaced the previous task with the new task. Like that, I don't want. So I'm going to use the spread operator now. See here. In this, what we are doing, we are telling when user will call add a task, you add this new task to the task array. So every time new task is being added into the task array. We haven't told create one copy, add one new task into it, and then add the existing updated task array over here. So instead of writing like this, we will tell you create one new array, then you create the copy of existing task array task. So initially you will be having some task array with the 3 tasks, 4 tasks. Create the copy of it. In that copy, you add the new task given by the user. Okay. And this updated array with the new task you give to the task array. Okay. Save the code. Let's check it out. I'll refresh this first. I will enter task 1. Click on add a task. Okay. I will enter task 2. Add task. Can you see? Now it is adding the task into an array. It is not replacing it. Now one more issue, if you carefully observe, see, if I enter task 5, Java, something like this, add a task. After adding the task, it should reset this, right? But it is not resetting. Along with that, it should reset this also with their default values. Okay, so for that purpose, I'll just go back. Go into your task form, everyone. Inside this, we will write that reset. Okay, so after this, see, in comments, I will just write reset state. What state? First, I will call set task. For this, I am going to set again one empty value. Next, set priority. The default priority is medium. Okay. Next, set category. The default category is, let's say, general. That's all. So now if I save the code, see, after submitting that data and after adding it into the list, we will reset all the 3 input fields. 2 select box, 1 input field. Okay, let's check it out. I'll refresh this now. I will enter task 1, enter. Can you see? It has not reset yet. Okay, so let's check it out one more time. Okay, so we'll come back to your code. Now, what is happening over here is, see, if I add the task, it is not resetting, correct? Because we have to tell the value over here. What is the value of this input, value of this select? So I will tell, see, inside the input field, you display the value, whatever is currently present into task. If it is empty string you display. In the similar way, for select box also, we have to give the values, guys. Are you understanding? Whatever is there in input field, we have to give that value. In the select box also, I am going to tell the value here. Value is whatever is there in priority variable. Priority variable. And the value for this select box is value, whatever is there in category variable. I'll save the code. So now I'll go back. See, when user will submit, then what will happen? Input fields, this everything will reset, guys. See, I will select priority high, category personal. As soon as I hit submit, everything will reset. So whatever currently present in task, that is the value for this input field. Currently present in priority category, that values we have given over here. Okay. So we have reset all the input fields and we are collecting that data also into the local storage. Okay, understood. Now next we have to start working on our task list. Task list is not ready, guys. Okay. So let's go to the app.jsx. Multiple tasks we have inside the task array, correct? So all these tasks we have to display as a list. So we will pass all the tasks to this task list first. And there we will display one by one with the proper format. So here you can check task. So when we are displaying the task into the task list, what else we need? button also we need. One is complete and another is delete button. Okay. So inside our task list, we need two functions. Later you will understand why we need the functions. So I'm going to pass that functions to this task list. One is, let's say, update a task function. We will write update task function. And the next one is, here first we'll give the value update task. Next is delete a task function. Delete task. Okay, like this. And for this, I'm going to give the value as delete task. Okay. But where these functions are, we have not implemented it yet. Okay. We will implement here. Okay. Const update the task. Okay. Below this, const delete the task. D-E-L-E-T-E. Delete task. Now, whenever you want to delete something from the list, you might have learned list tuple, right? So whenever you want to delete something from an array also, don't you think you will be having index for each of them? Let's say from this local storage, I want to delete this 0th index value. So I should pass this index to the function, then that function will delete the element which is present at that index. So here also we will pass the index to this function. But as of now, we don't have any index and all. We will pass it later at the time of calling of delete task. Okay. This two implementation, we will complete it later after implementing task list. So let's go inside our task list now. This is my task list. Now inside this, we are going to create unordered list. So first we are passing some arguments to the task list, right? While calling the component. So accept this. One is multiple task array. This is an array in which all the JSON objects we have. Okay. Next is update task function, D-A-T-E, update task function. And next is D-E-L-E-T-E, delete task function. So let me check whether the name is updated task or only task it is. Oh, sorry, in app.js we will check. Update a task, delete a task. It's not task, singular form. So here also I will write singular form, task, and here also task. Update task, delete task. These names should match. Which names? See here. These names, update a task, delete task. So the same key names we should match over here. Okay, we have matched. Now we are accepting them. So we have to use them also, right? So let's first display all the elements on our front end. Okay. So inside this, I'm going to return one unordered list like this. Inside unordered list, we are going to display all the list items as per the task entered by the user. But first, for this unordered list, I will give one class name. What is the class name? Let's say the class name is task list. The same class name, you guys use it because CSS file I'm going to share next. Okay. Inside this, we will use the map function to go through each element, to iterate through each element of our list. Of our array. What is the array name? Task. Okay. So I will write task. On this array, apply map function. Okay. This map function will accept two parameters. One is each element from the task array. Okay. Another one is index, current index value of that task. Okay. So what it is returning, let's write the logic over here. So what I have told, go to the task array. This is your task array. So one by one, this JSON object will come into your task variable. And the index value 0 will come inside this. Next object, index 1. Next object, index 2. So one by one, the elements will come inside this method. Okay, what it is returning now? It is returning one list item. Okay. Inside this list item, what it is returning? So here I will take one div container. On list, usually we have to display the task, priority, category, everything, right? So inside the span tag, I'm going to write whatever is there in task, means current task. Go inside this, and get me the value of text key. Okay. Below that, in small tag, I will write, go inside the task and get me the value of priority. We will wrap it inside one bracket like this. Okay. And we'll write task dot priority and next comma task dot category. Like this we will write. What is the meaning of this? In task, the first element will come. First element means this complete JSON. I am telling go inside this task, get the value of text, priority, category. So task 1, medium, general will be displayed here. See, in small tag means one level smaller than this. It should display the priority and category. That's all. Okay. What next? Next, we have to give over here key is equal to index, whatever is coming in index. Why? Because each element is unique for this list. Means let's say inside the list you have added 10 elements. So 10 different li it will display. So each li will be having their own index. Okay. Okay, understood. So inside li, what else we should display? Buttons also we need. One is complete and one is delete. So inside this, I'm going to create one more div tag. Inside this one button we will display. On button, I'm going to display, let's say, complete. Complete. One more button we need. Delete, correct? So this is delete button. Okay, save the code. But now you only tell me, on this complete button, do we have a fixed data complete? No, right? It is based on the status of this completed. If the completed status is false, on button we should display complete. If the completed status is true, you can check here. On button we should display undo. On completed status is true. If it is true, then undo. Okay, the same logic I'm going to write it here. This complete is not a fixed value. Then what is the value? So I will ask it to check one condition. Go inside the current task, whatever is present inside this variable. Check the completed status. Completed status. COMPLETED. Completed status. This key should match here. Okay, it is completed. Okay, so I have also written completed. Check the completed status. If it is true, I'm using the ternary operator. Just a minute. What I did? Okay. If it is true, then what it should return? Undo. If the task dot completed status is true, then you return undo. If not, then you return what? Complete. So on this button, fixed data we don't have. It is depend on this completed status. If it is true, undo. If it is false, complete. Okay. But in local storage also, we should update this, right? Because if you check it out here, when I'm clicking on this, in local storage also, the task is getting updated. So who will update this task? You will only update the task. So let's write the logic for this. When user is clicking on this button, on click event I will use. When user will click on this button, which function to call? I will call, let's say, toggle function or toggle complete function. Toggle complete function, which will accept one index. Because why index is required? Multiple list items we have, right? Let's say here I have task 2 also, task 3 also. So if user will click on complete, your application should get to know, right, on which task user has clicked on complete. What is the index value of that task? All the complete buttons, it should not update. So when user will click on the button, to update the task, we have to pass the current index of that task wherever user has clicked. So that's why when user will click on this task, means on this button, on which task user has clicked, to get to know about that, we are passing the index to the toggle complete. Okay. Now where is toggle complete? Here it is. We will update the status. See, toggle complete means what? We have to update. When user will click on this, we need to update here status from completed to false. Sorry, from true to false, from false to true. It depends on this click. Okay. So we should toggle between complete undo. That's why we are implementing this function. Const toggle complete. Okay. Now inside this, what to write? First, we should accept the index. Which task you want to toggle? That completed status you want to toggle in the local storage. For which task? That index I have accepted here. So I will create one variable. Let's say it is updated task variable. Okay. I will tell here, first you create one copy of task, go inside the task array and target the task which is matching with this index. Okay. It will target it. Okay. After that, check the completed status. So this completed status, you should toggle it, not operator I have used. Means if it is true, it will display false. If it is false, it will display true. So go inside the task array. For this index, check the completed status. That's all. So it will check the status completed. If it is true, opposite false, it will set for the completed. Only for that task where the index is matching. Okay. Next, I'm going to call updated task. I'll just write update a task. And I'm going to pass this updated task to this updated task function. Okay, because updated task, you have to attach back to your local storage, right? Okay. So what we did here, again, I will explain. See, when user will click on these buttons, it will update the status of this completed. Okay. Now JSON object got updated, but you have to append back into this array, right? In local storage, it has not updated yet. You have just collected that updated task into updated task variable. So we created one copy of that task. Which task? Let's say user clicked on complete. What is the task index number? 0. So it will create one copy of this JSON object. In this JSON object, it will check the current status. It is true, right? Opposite to true, false. It will set false here. Now this updated task with status false, we have to update into the local storage as well. This updated task where status is false. Okay, we'll update it. But before we go and update this task, we'll implement that task. First, we will implement the delete button as well. So this is my delete button. When user will click on this button, I'm going to tell you over here that call the delete task button. Which task? The current index I will pass over here. Because we are still present inside li. The current task and the current index will be present in these variables, correct? So that current task index I am passing over here. So let's say user is clicked on this delete button. What index will be we are passing? 0, 0 as an index we are passing. If user will click on this delete button, so that index it will pass. Okay. So the current list element, whatever we have in li, that index it will pass to delete task. Okay. But where is delete task, update task? Have we implemented? No, we have not implemented. So we will implement both the methods into our app.js. So let's go inside app.jsx. So now we'll go inside this update task. Update task is passing some parameters, arguments, right? What it is passing? It is passing updated task. It should pass index also. Which task we have to update? That index also we should pass. Okay. So in app.jsx, we should accept what? That updated task and the index. Both we should accept. Okay. Now next what to do? Next, I am going to tell here, see, const new task. One variable we have taken. Okay. So now inside this variable, I will create one copy of the task array. This is our task array we have, right? In which all the task JSON objects are present. Create the copy of it. Okay. So I am telling now go inside that new task array, means a copy of our original array. Only target the value which is matching with this index. Only that index value you target, JSON object you target. And replace that object with updated task. Update TED. Updated task. This variable, guys. Inside this only, your completed status is changed from true to false, right? So only for that you update the task. Rest all the 0th index, first, second, third will be as it is. Only for whichever the index value user has clicked complete, that index value JSON object, it should update. And after updating whatever the new task array we have, we will set it to the task array, our main task array, which is there in the local storage. So I'm going to write it here, new task. That's all. So it will update it into the local storage. Let's test it. We'll go to our project. So I'll refresh it first. I will enter the task 1. I'll click on add a task. So you can check we got the list element. You can check here also. Here completed status is false. If I click on complete, I got undo and completed status is now true. Okay. I'll click on undo, completed status changed to false. Are you understanding? Let's say we have task 2 also. I will click on complete. So this task 2 ka index is 1. So we are targeting always index, guys. So only for this index, the value JSON object, it will replace with the updated one where it will toggle this completed status. Okay, understood. Now we have to delete the task as well. This is our delete task. Delete task is already passing the index, right? So we will accept the index, which task you want to delete. So that index I have passed over here. So now I will call my set task. In this, I will return all the elements, all the JSON objects as it is, except the one where index is matching with this. Okay. So very simple logic. I will write go inside the task, filter all the elements, all the JSON objects and return them as it is. See, first parameter, I don't want to pass anything. So you can give just one hyphen. Second is I. In I, one by one, each JSON object will come. So I am telling return the in I, one by one, each index value will come. So wherever index is not matching with this index, then you return all the elements as it is. The meaning is, see, let's say user has clicked on this delete button, task 1 ka delete button. So index is 0, right? So in your index, 0 is present. So wherever index is matching with 0, you don't return that task. Rest all the tasks where index is not matching with 0, you return back to your task array. So that's why as soon as you click on this, it has returned all the elements except the one where the index was matching with 0. And it will reset that remaining elements from 0th index value only. Okay. So like that, you can check I'm able to delete the task. Again, I will write task 1. I can undo, toggle this, and I can delete the task. Okay. So yes, our list component is ready. Task form is ready. Now we have to work on progress tracker. So I'll go to the app.jsx. This is our progress tracker. To progress tracker, first we have to share all the number of tasks. So here I am telling what in all the task we have, the task array, that complete task array I am sharing to the progress tracker. Where is progress tracker? Here it is. So let's write the logic into our progress tracker. This is our final component. Okay. So we are passing some data over here. So we have to accept it. Accept all the tasks into this progress tracker. First, we will filter out all the completed tasks from the task array. So I will take one variable with the name completed task is equal to go to the task array, filter only those tasks. So in task variable, one by one each task will come, or in T variable, one by one each task will come. So here I am telling if T dot completed completed status. If it is true, see, if this part is true, then return whatever is there in T. In T, one by one, each JSON object will come in task. If their status is true, completed status is true, so we will return it. So inside this completed task, we will be getting all the tasks which are completed by the user. And we are checking the length of it. Okay, length. Okay, understood. I need the total task also. So const total task is equal to, how to check the total number of tasks? Go to the task array and check the length of it. Okay, so what we are doing? See, this is your array, right? How many elements are there? 2 tasks are there. How many we have completed? See, if completed is true, this will be counted under completed task. So 1 is completed. So that is what I am checking. If your completed status is true, if this part is true, return that element and check overall the length of completed tasks. How many tasks got completed? Okay, understood. Now we will calculate the percentage. Percentage means completed task divided by total number of tasks multiplied by 100 will give us the percentage. Okay. So here I will write total task. I will use the ternary operator. If the total tasks are equal to 0, then percentage will be 0 only, right? But if it is not equal to 0, then I am telling, check how many tasks got completed, divide it with the total number of tasks and multiply it with 100. That's all. Percentage is ready, guys. Okay, understood. This percentage I'm going to use to showcase the width of our progress tracker. If you check, see, if I complete everything, 100%, it should feel this color inside this progress tracker, means 100% completed. So how we are calculating this percentage? Completed task divided by total number of tasks multiplied by 100. That's all. So now inside this div, first I will give one class name to this div. Let's say it is progress tracker. Progress tracker. Okay. Now inside this div, I will take one simple P tag. Inside P tag, we will display the completed task out of total task. So completed task length we have in completed task variable. I will write out of. Where is the length of total task? In total task variable, out of total task. Okay. And here I will write task completed. Okay, understood. Task completed. Actually, I am displaying this message. That's all. See, 2 out of 2 tasks completed. So first one is completed task account. Second is total task account. So here, first is completed task count. Second is total task count. Okay, understood. Now what next? Next, I am going to take one more div container. We'll give the class name for this div container as, let's say, progress bar. Okay. Now inside this, we will display that progress bar component. So I will take one more div container. For styling, I am taking this multiple div containers. Okay. The class name for this, we will give as, let's say, progress. Okay. Now inside this, I am going to give the styling. See, this is empty only because content we are not going to display. Class name is progress. I will use the inline CSS style is equal to. Now we have to give the width. What is the width of this div container? So I am telling the width is, what should be the width? The percentage, guys, whatever the percentage we have over here. Okay. So single quotes won't work. I will use the backtick to give the percentage. So inside this, we will give the dollar symbol to use the value of JavaScript variables. So I will write percentage variable. And after that, I'm going to attach this %. That's all. The width we have given to this particular div container. This is your div container only. This progress bar itself is a div container. So the width will be adjusted as per the percentage calculated by this. Okay, understood. Now styling I have not applied over here. So this progress tracker and all won't be properly visible. Actually, nothing will be visible because we have to give overall styling for this. Okay. So what we will do, inside SRC, we'll create one new file with the name style.css. In the description, you will get one GitHub link in which the complete code will be present. From that GitHub link, go to the SRC folder. You will get style.css. From there, you have to copy the complete style sheet. Okay. So I have not updated the code on the GitHub, but I have this particular CSS. So like this, I will copy from here and I'm going to paste inside this style sheet. Okay. Now let's check, are we getting the styling? We are not getting, because style sheet is present here, component is present here. You should first import it, guys, correct? And before we import it, for this header, we have to give some class names. Okay, so let's give the proper class names first. Whatever the main parent div container we have, for this, give the class name as app, because some set of styling I already have written there. Okay. After that, you have this header. Inside header, header container and all. Okay, let it be. We'll discuss about it later. To H1, you just give the class name. This is your title, right? So I'll just write it here, title. TaskBuddy is your title. Okay. And this P tag, for this, we will give the class name as tagline. Tagline. Okay. Okay, understood. I'll save the code. See, inside this only we have a H1 and P inside one div container. I'll save the code. So now we will import the style sheet. Look here, everyone. We just need to write import. What? Inside the same folder? No. We should tell go outside of it. No, we are currently present in app, right? So yes, in the same folder, we have one style.css. Why it is not suggesting? Okay, let it be. Style.css. Manually we will write. We'll save the code because app.js, style.css, both are present in the same folder, right? So // I have written here. So import it. Once you import it, guys, done. Your work is done. Now, if I go back, see your styling and your app is working well. So complete styling, you will get it. So here I will enter task 1. See how properly it has displayed the list. I will enter task 2. See how properly it has displayed it. Okay. So you can check margin, padding, corners, everything is perfect. So I will again enter task 3. Task 3. I will select the priority. Priority is high. Category is personal. I'll click on add a task. See, it got added. I'll click on complete. Again, I'll click on complete. So you can check progress bar is working. If you need this strike on this, strike, then we have to write some partial code, some part of the code. Okay, then you will get strike also. Now some more tasks are pending. We need clear all task button also. That is pending. So let's get the button first. At the last, inside the div container, I'm going to write the code for my clear all task button. Okay. So first we'll take one button. Okay. Now inside this button, we will display clear all tasks. Okay. But immediately it should not display this button, right? Then what we have to do? Minimum length means minimum one task should be present in an array, then only it should display this button. So I am going to write if task dot length is greater than 0 and I'm going to use %, and inside this I'm going to give this button. See, this is our button, right? I'll copy this button from here. Okay. And we will paste it. So if this condition is true, then and then only it will return this button. That's all. We will give one class name to this button to get the default styling. The class name is clear, BTN, button. That's all. So now when user will click on this button, it should clear all the tasks, right? So I'm going to write, on the next line we can write, when user will click on this button, which function we should call? Clear task. Clear task function. Okay. Where is clear task? We have to implement it. After delete task, here I will implement clear task. Clear task only, right? Clear task. Correct. Okay. What this function should do? What and all the elements are present in an array, it should reset to the empty array. So I'm telling call the set task state handler, set the empty array over there. So it will delete, it will remove all the tasks and it will convert it into empty tasks. So let's check here. Minimum one task is required, one task. See, I got the clear task. If I click on this, all the tasks got deleted. I hope I am clear with this. Okay. So now if you need that strike through on the list items, so you have to modify your task list. So go to the task list. So for this LI, if you give class name completed, if you give class name completed, see, if I enter the task 1, see, I'm getting the strike. So you have to give just class name completed. But immediately you should not give. You should check the status of completed, right? If the status of completed is true, then only you should give this class name. So I'm telling, go inside the class, check the status of completed. If it is true, then the class name will be completed. If it is false, the class name will be empty. We'll save the code. I'll come back over here, refresh it. See, I will enter the task 1. If I click on complete, I'm getting the strike. And see, the progress bar is also working well. So your code is completed, guys. Okay? Okay, understood. So now we have to push this code to our GitHub. I will close all the files now. This code link you will be getting in your description. Kindly check it out. Now, how to push it to the GitHub? If you don't know anything about the GitHub, in the description, I have given the link of Git and GitHub, how to configure, what is Git and GitHub, how to create your accounts, how to store it in your repositories, everything. Okay. So now I will go to my GitHub account. I wanted to create one new repository from where you can copy the style sheets and all everything. Okay. So we'll go to the repositories. Okay. I'll click on new. Let's create the new repository. Okay. I'll give the repository name as TaskBuddy project. Okay. TaskBuddy project. Sorry. We'll separate it by hyphen. TaskBuddy project. Description, readme file, don't add anything as of now. Click on create a repository. Okay. Repository got created. So now we will copy this link. We'll come back to our code. Change the directory. Go inside the TaskBuddy. Okay. I will initialize the git init. Okay. We will set the remote origin, git remote add origin. This is the link I will paste. Next, git add the changes to the staging. Okay, I'll clear this now. Git commit. One message we will give over here. Commit. The message is, I'll just write added full project, full app. Okay, I'll hit enter. Okay, done. Next, we'll check the branch first. If it is master, we have to rename it. Yeah, it is master. So git branch, rename it to the main branch. Then git push origin main. Done, guys. I'll clear this now. So if we go to the repository and if you just refresh it, can you see we got complete code? Now in the README file, we have to give the description about our project. I'll open here this file. I already have given description for some projects, similar projects which I have taken for other batches. So the same description I'll copy over here. Okay. So I'll just search for TaskBuddy. So I'll select this December TaskBuddy project. I'll go to this README file. I'm going to copy everything as it is and I'll paste inside this file, README file. Paste it. We'll save the code. Sorry. We have to commit the changes. We'll click on commit changes. So that's all. If I go to the code, so this is your TaskBuddy project and this is the description and the user interface image of that project. So this link you will be getting in the description, guys. You can go through this particular code and build your own project. So now whatever the code you have pasted in the README file, later you can pull the changes in this also. Otherwise, your remote code and local code both are not matching, right? So in the README file, you paste the same code because both will be in sync. Okay, fine guys. So this is all about this video where your complete project is running properly. Plus, we have added it to the GitHub as well. Now you can copy that particular GitHub link and you can give in your resume as your second React.js project. So like that, step by step, we will increase the level of our project. And finally, one complete e-commerce front end we will design by using the React.js. Okay, so this is all about this video. We'll meet in the next video. Thank you everyone and wish you all the best to all of you.